Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are after 4 days worth of building. Finally got some progress on something other than some tiny pieces. I think our little bookshelf turned out pretty nice. I did just notice I have a little one book there sort of defying gravity, but hopefully that'll blend in once we get it in place. I think it's going to live somewhere around there when it's all said and done. But you know, still got one book left over here, a picture and a couple of pictures. So there's all the way down at the bottom here. I'm assuming they're going to go on our little desk that I'm ambitiously hoping we get built today, but making progress. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, we're just building silly little models and having a bit of fun. If you see any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best options. Get all these guys turned right side up. These teeny tiny pieces. I don't think that triangle piece is one of them. I don't remember doing one of those. No. Okay. But, gotta get, like I said, building our typewriter right off the bat. Based on the fact that there's a different, y'all may not be able to see it, but there's a different font on our, too bright. It must be a word processor because it's got a big title heading thing. Most old school typewriters would not do. Okay, get you out of there, maybe. The layers just keep going. Okay. Oh. And I think I'll start off with the easiest part first, putting our keyboard on. I'll just use the old B7000 yet again. Tiniest little dabs in there. I'm just going to plop you in. There we go. Keyboard in, and then this piece is supposed to go, okay, up in that black section there. So, see if I can get a tiny enough drop in there. Not a very tiny drop, but it should be sufficient. Getting a hold of it and getting it oriented correctly. Those two, let's see, relatively easy pieces. Now, this is supposed to be these black guys. I'm worried about getting these guys installed, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. These guys are supposed to be our, what's it called? Carrier? I think it's called a carrier. It's been a while since I used a typewriter, like pretty much everybody else in the world. But we fold these up and they're going to make a couple of things, and our paper's going to come out the middle. I'm almost sure. Cartridge? No, it's not cartridge. I remember when I was little, we had one of the old school typewriters had the thing where you slap the side to make it go something advanced. I'm gonna have to look that up, but I'll get around to that later. Okay, first things first, I got some dash score lines to go, and let's see if I can get pretty skinny here, so I'm not trouble getting a grip on some of them. Over on this edge. Trying to decide, is that Ooh. Looks like they were thinking about making another one there, but I don't. I'm trying to look at the picture. I guess it's going to bend around. In theory. Like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm going to tear this thing apart trying to bend it. But let's see. Tweezers do it. Okay. Yeah, that must. There's a slightly lighter edge there, so that must be in here. That must be supposed to be one more turn. So let's see if I can get that. Let's see, maybe bring this down to the bottom. Now I can't see. I think I'm maybe being a little pessimistic, but maybe end up having to manufacture something else for this. I have some serious doubts about being able to get. Okay. That is sort of the general shape we're supposed to be going for. Focus on that instead of my ring. Yeah, that. But I don't. There's not a lot of meat on that bone. There you go. This is the inside, maybe. I'm about. Okay, I think. Okay. We're gonna do something different. Those things are supposed to be round rollers anyway. So let me grab some. I'm going to paint stick black. We're going to do it like that. Okay, that length. Really what this is made for, but it'll do the trick. Maybe. Getting loose there. Well, that just went into the abyss. Land over here, maybe. I saw the general direction it went, but I don't see where it landed. So, try that again. Okay. Yeah, that's the proper length. There's two of those. Okay. That also means I won't need these two guys. Sharpie will do. Or generic Sharpie. Well, I guess it's a Bic, so it's not generic. Hopefully dry faster than the acrylic paint if I know. This was not part of my plan for the night, but I think it's going to look pretty good when it's all said and done. I think it'll look a little more authentic. Okay. Carrier is what I'm thinking. Okay. They go, hopefully, can fit those in here, on top of each other. Like, okay, I think it's going to be on top of each other, and I'm going to have the paper coming out in front of the top one. It's not exactly how it would look in real life, but I think it'll necessity is the mother of invention and all that stuff. Okay, so another 7,000 in there. Stay. Actually, looks like it spread the glue around for me there. Let's stick you on top. The extra. Ooh. Forgot I was supposed to put this on too. My letter. Add a little curve to it here. I'm going to go crazy with it, but I do want it to have some. Slot you down there. Okay. Oops. Didn't get my keyboard in the glue. Okay. Yes, not exactly the plan, but I think that's acceptable substitute. Set you aside. And now we get to go back to building furniture. I think this is going to be a little bit of an easier build than one from last night. It's actually got some landmarks on the pieces to do to start up on our desk. Oh, wait a second, I got another piece for the typewriter. I forgot about this guy. Our little Carrier Advanced Leather. Carrier? I gotta look it up. Okay. Let's see, it is carriage. Okay, but this is supposed to be the lever for it, so I got my little handy dandy twisty circle plier doodads. Put you in there and bring it around. That's not exactly how they got it, but I think it's about as tight as I can make that turn. Let's see if I can go any. Okay, that actually does look pretty similar to the one they've got. And you are supposed to go here on the left side. So let's see what happens to that. A little dab of glue. And squeeze it into place, I hope. And it'll stick. Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable facsimile from what I can remember. Back there. And now we can start on some furniture. So we need these guys. And actually, I think there's two of these. I want to make sure I got it right. Yeah. Okay, so start off. I'm going to go ahead and put the pull on our drawer here. Try and get it sort of centered. Dab of glue. This guy. Okay. Being a wise guy. There we go. Let that sort of dry, get sticky while I'm building the rest of the desk, I hope. Okay, so starting off the legs. So we have a little bump on the bottom. That's the bottom. This is supposed to go in on the side. There, that does line up with our little decorative thing. Okay, so this is going to cooperate. Get out. If I can get it to not stick to me. Nozzle of precision, because I think it's going to be a job for super glue. And a little bit of protective base. And make sure I'm still right side up. Use the glue out, I hope. Someday. Right in there. And squeeze it together. Probably gluing it to me, but not the board. Oh, I didn't. Cool. Alright. Nice and pretty close to flush at the top. Tight on the side. And I did it wrong. Okay. It's supposed to go in this way. There's enough residue on there for that. Nope. Okay. Like I said, so go. So this is, it's got these bumps on there, so this is gonna have to be done by hand. I can't even, can't even put the square on this one, so I'll just have to line it up, eyeballing it and everything. Okay, actually, let me grab another layer here. I can get, yeah, there we go. That's how I do it, to make sure it's flat and flush. Okay. Now, back to the drawing board. this side this time, see how it goes. Okay, I'll get you on your side. And there. Okay. Pressure for a second or two there. Okay. Looks pretty flush. Alright, that worked alright. Well, let's do it 3 more times now. Okay, so lesson learned. Bring a straight edge in for the top too, which I've got right here. So the next set will be, should have it down pat by then. But okay, you're set now. So I'll bring you in there. You hanging off the edge here. Bring them together like that. And that should get us a nice flush top. Square on there. Yep. That's my plan. Okay, that's pretty good. Alright. Only took 3 tries to figure out a good system. And 1 total mistake. I don't really know. Everybody's gets good and bonded there. Alright. Oh, we got 2 pairs of legs there. Now this guy, right in good. Fairly stable. Looks like. Okay, so this is something we're going to have to eyeball, but this goes in top of that one. I'm looking at this. There's another drawer that goes on top, and I'm worried about having enough space there. So let me. I get that other piece there. So you mark. Bottom of that one. Yeah, barely see the score on it. Same here. So make sure I've got room to get that in there when the time comes. This one's actually going to end up being open when it's all said and done. have to be. I think I gave myself. Okay, I'm going to make it flush with that bump. It goes on the front. There's nothing on the back, so it's just this. This is going to be what's making us hold it together. So, okay, super glue flowing. There. Pretty close. I'm trying to do it with the writing on the inside. Be okay, I think. That's square. I don't think that's square. I'm looking at it. That's probably about right there. It looks like eyeballing it. So I'm just going to roll with it and see what happens. Okay. I got the drawer pull in the middle, not in the middle, but other than that, I think it's okay. And now, just gonna go writing up. Goes here. We're supposed to 0.15 centimeters over there. I'm trying to avoid sounding disgusted with them giving me those kind of measurements. I'm just going to try and eyeball it. What I think looks right. It should be. Alright, okay. So, nothing really reliant on that measurement, just wants to have a little lip on there. So, let's make sure I hit both legs, or all four legs in the center. So everybody's got extra bonding. Yeah, that's pretty close. Let's see. Now the drawer's not going to be closed, but I'm going to see if just to it does not. But I think, but let's say it's going to be hanging open, so I think we'll be all right. Just a little paper drawer that goes in there. Okay, now these guys go. Front and back. I guess I'll try and line them up with these legs. So I'm just gonna eyeball. I'm not gonna drive myself crazy trying to make them perfect. With this scale, I don't think anybody would ever know other than us. Here's front and back. I'm surprised there's not something running between these legs to hold them up. I do want to make sure I stay clear of the hole for our light to eventually run through. Yeah, I think if I can finish up this desk, the desk part of the build, I think I'll be doing good tonight. Okay, let's see. It actually does set level, it doesn't wobble. I'm proud of that. Yeah, not bad. Okay. So I'll set you aside and let you solidify. And like I say, got a drawer to build. Some paraphernalia to go in it. And let's see how far off center I can get this pole to go. Yep, definitely off center. Oh, I think it almost somehow managed in the middle. Okay. Now, let's see. I've got some papers to go in there once we get it made. Put you over here where I can get a hold of you. Little box that's gonna go. Okay. And this is the actual drawer body. Oh. Time to do some more scoring. Okay. This is the front and the back, and these are the sides. So we go up, back down. And go up, around. Okay, so that's how we're making it. Okay, actually I think this is the front. No, we do end up putting our drawer on, our cover on that. Okay. So, start off, a couple of drops in our sides here. Let me get the rolling again. Just to not glue myself to it, so that's good. Did sneak out a little bit on the bottom there. I don't know if the glare is going to show or not. Alright. Now it's just a matter of... Okay, so I'll hold you up. See if I can do two of them at once. Push my luck. Alright. Okay, let's back out so I can hit them again. Maybe. Okay. Now, that in theory is supposed to fit. Oh, the other way. And it does. I think got a little flap on that side, so I'll use this side for my front. This guy just goes here. Okay, stick with the super glue. A little heavier, so I'll run just a little bead all the way across. Most of the way across there anyway. I think. Try to make you flat. Pressure there. Moved it. Ah. Okay, I'm going to have to use B7000 for that. Hoping to get done quick. Okay, so first same thing, just a little dab of glue there. On the front side. Let's give us a little more freedom to move around anyway, so probably better. Okay, I'm gonna give that a few minutes to dry because I've got to handle it. No, I got this other thing to work on here. I am gonna give it a few minutes to dry. So let me slide you onto here, set you aside, and build a box. This guy. Okay. What is this? Giant playing card stand, considering it's going to take up most of the drawer. Let's see, so back to scoring. Sort of reminds me of the playing cards, but the Price is Right. They had some giant playing cards on one of their games, I think. I think that's all of them. And inside that, close down the lids. Okay. something written on there and I cannot. Too fuzzy for me. Glue tab, no ink. Okay. I think a little more crease there. I think it's right. Tricky part is going to be getting pressure on that, getting it square on the corner, top corner here, because it is a little bit shorter on the inside. But only one way to get there. Give it a go. He's handy, maybe I can. Getting the pressure on that. It looks like I did. And definitely off on the bottom side. Top doesn't look too bad. Maybe I didn't. Little, yeah, I got a little ridge there. Okay, now these guys. Oh, I actually gave a. Wasn't even looking at that. Okay, so that's. Okay, they're gonna do that. I'm gonna take those side tabs off. Get that in there. Yep, get that in there. Okay, so next thing, bevel the top flap. Okay, that might work. Let's find out. Okay, that seemed to work, so let's just do it. Pre-prepare this one. Dry fit. A little crooked. I think we're going to get away with it. I was just thinking today how somehow I forget in between doing these kits how time consuming these little bitty pieces are. Okay. Not the best box I've ever built for one of these things, but it's staying together. When I missed that first thing, I think is what threw everything off. Got our playing card box. Okay, now I think our drawer should be okay there. And it says there are little sheets of paper here sort of go in the bottom, and then the playing card goes on top of those. So I'm just gonna put a little, spread out a little glob there. And get these guys a little bit of glue. I need some more glue. Yep, I need some more glue. So, there. Playing cards sideways, covering up most everything we just did. Okay. Try and get the glue off my fingers. Now, it's kind of slides in there. We're supposed to sort of leave it open there. We're seeing there, so I'm going to throw a dab of glue on the top of that drawer. Didn't think about that. If I thought about that, I wouldn't have put my glue back up again. Just right along there. These U ends for to figure out how far I want you out. Think about it like that. What I'm feeling. Yeah. Alright, so we got that. Our typewriter done. That seems like a good bit of progress. I'd like to have made more, but gotta do what you gotta do. These things are just so particular. And I'm pretty satisfied with how those rollers turned out on the back there. I think that's a better look than what they had. And I think it was far less troublesome. I've been wrong before. But that's where we'll call it a night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share. Do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe. And click on a link. There's my channel up there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments and such a couple of times a month. There is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.